poison potion that he drank in the dungeon?
That's true. The one that he drank died too.
Yes.
I mean, he didn't so much die as just passed out a little
Passed out. He passed out.
That's so much better.
Really tired.
Okay, so last time on BionDnD, y'all were exploring and going through the Aethys in Veneer Secretarium. You had completed the kind of trial floor and brought yourselves up to the first set of real challenges. Going through toward, like, up the staircase towards the second level, you were confronted with not confronted with. You saw an engraving of the Uvari Empire's kind of credo etched upon a large stone arch, and it read, "I will hone my body into a fortress. It protects the mind and the soul. I will sharpen my mind to a razor's edge. Knowledge is a beacon in the dark. I will cultivate the garden of my soul. Life is precious, but fleeting." With this in mind, Travian brings you up and says that you will encounter sort of 3 different floors, one pertaining to challenges of the body, another pertaining to challenges of the mind, and the final pertaining to challenges of the soul. After clearing these 3 different floors, you will have proven yourselves worthy to wield the relic weapon that is housed within this place. You began the floor of the body, choosing to go forward and begin with the combat scenario. You were you fought a couple of massive
fell down a lot.
clockwork and stone creatures that, I mean, you eventually beat, but they did trounce you guys a little bit. It was lots of damage was taken.
We spent most of our time fighting the floor. The baddies were just along for the ride.
Indeed. After the battle, Travian casts a spell of mass healing over the group of you, kind of helping to alleviate your wounds somewhat, and informs you that you will only receive 1 long rest during your time here, and that most stuff has to be done at a relatively quick pace. Also, hello, Blue Box RPG. Glad to have you with us, man. Good to see you.
Yay! Friend!
Hope you enjoy the show. So, you found out that, you have this kind of, not quite timeline, but you can't take forever because you'll run out of shit eventually and die. And that's not good. So he tells you this, and kind of while healing you and saying, well, I could do some for you, but you don't have infinite time to rest and go through this. So, you chose your next torture, which you decided would be the kind of challenge room for this floor. And we ended the session with the door being opened and Jeff being gleeful, as he is immediately met with a blast of cold, cold air. And he feels that he is in his element.
Feels good, man. Oh, yeah, should we be on Roll20 yet?
You can be. Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Let me bring this guy over so I can control things from the command center.
I won't do the wrong one.
Third.
I went
You
for
go
Doofus's
mine.
Roll20. I did.
Oh, there. Now you can see the Talon and Claws DM screen in all its glory.
I actually bought some new dice while we were on vacation last week that kind of looked like they're frosted over.
Oh, cool.
They look
Yeah,
good.
I got like a pair of those in my pound of dice. Let me see if I can find one real quick and see if we're talking about the same kind of thing. Oh gosh. So they're kind of like this. Can I see they're like a little bit translucent and frosty? Is that the kind you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of like that, except mine are blue.
Yeah, I got one blue d6 as well, but this was the one that was on top, so.
That's fair.
Alrighty, so, the door that you're entering is the one that is to the left of the initial hall. So are y'all in Roll20?
I am.
Yes. I'm still getting a little bit of stuff together.
That is
It's dark.
okay. Not for long.
Because I'm getting some of my new spell cards out so that I don't have to keep flipping between tabs to see
Yeah.
what spells I have.
Yes, that is a good idea, actually. So let's also switch this guy to...
Because, like, yeah, I have the internet and I know what all the spells do, but I
Right.
don't have two screens.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Okay, so you kind of see yourselves entering out into what looks to be a long hallway, and before you are these glass panes that are about 10 or so feet tall that are stopping your progress directly forward and sort of funneling you down through a tunnel to your left, and then you see it kind of go around a corner to an entrance down at the southern edge of the room. As you're walking, you can see that the entire floor is just ice. It is reflective, it is shimmery, and you can even see a little bit of kind of specular spots on the surface where perhaps some water has melted and pooled a little bit. But the most, like 99% of the surface here is just pure ice. You can even feel the cold kind of waft or just sifting. I don't know. Breezing off of the surface of the ice here. You kind of get this cold chill as you're walking about, coming towards the entrance here. At the
We're gonna fall again.
very far end of the room is a lever. So you approach the entrance here, and Travian kind of takes his place close to the front to sort of explain. And he says, "This will be your second challenge. The objective is relatively simple. Get to the other side of the room, pull the lever, and come back. Of course, as you can tell," and he kind of just gestures to the ice, it won't be quite as simple as it looks to begin with. Also, and he kind of points now to the walls. At various intervals, you see what look like little portals. They almost look like water pipe outlets or something like that. They just kind of recess into the wall about a foot before it gets too dark to really discern any detail. But as he's kind of gesturing to them, he explains, along the walls are wind tunnels of a sort. As you pass them, they may blow you one way or the other.
We really are just gonna fall on our asses again.
That's the idea.
We could just not stand up to begin with.
It is also cold enough that it will be less than fun should you stay in there too long. So,
you got this, Jeff.
We believe in you, buddy. We believe in you.
You have your task. Get to it.
So we just have to get to the other side of the room, pull the lever, and come back.
Indeed.
What are the walls like? Are the walls also slippery and frosted over?
They're not, but they are smooth.
Okay.
So they're very cleanly hewn stone. They're
Okay.
cold as shit because they're in a room of freezing cold ice, but, you know.
Well, I don't care about the ice part.
That's true, you wouldn't.
I have an idea.
What is your idea?
I could technically wild shape, and this is I guess mostly out of character discussion. I could potentially just wild shape climb the walls to the other side.
But if you take
Unwild
any
shape.
damage, then you'll unwild shape.
Yeah.
Which, by the sounds of it, You
It's
Is
gonna be
likely.
super freaking cold.
Like the ambient air is cold enough to hurt you.
So if you
But
do
what
a
about, is
spider
it cold
rating,
enough to hurt me?
Yes, but it's much harder for it to hurt you.
Okay. We gotta get this over with quickly then.
I can push you 20 feet real quick, Jeff.
Where I had this. Where is it?
Shove him.
I think he's talking about laser pushing.
Yeah.
Fling him.
You get it.
It'll get you a real good start.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
way back, you're kind of on your own, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Wait.
How long across is this room?
It is to scale in roll 20. So let me actually let me pull up.
I
a grid
can
on
use the
map.
ruler then.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's about 100, a little bit less than 140 foot.
that's why we
So
were
from-
healed first.
All right. Yeah, it's like the lever's like 130 feet away.
Oh wait, I have a spell cast left.
A
What have
whole
you
spell
got?
cast.
I have
Oh.
fly.
Oh yeah, you do.
I also have dimension door, but that's a one-way ticket.
Yeah.
So, also the air currents might make it difficult for flying.
Well, my initial idea was just go shield sliding over to the other side of the wall.
So I was considering doing something like an elk or a bear that is used to ice and can dig in.
Yeah.
Can you turn into like a polar bear or something?
Have you seen a polar bear?
Oh.
Well, one, no, I can't turn into a polar bear because of CR requirements.
Rep.
Two, I have not seen a polar bear.
What about a really fat seal?
You could turn into a bad polar bear if you'd seen one.
Into an emaciated polar bear like the ones you can see up in the north right now. I mean,
Oof. Big oof.
big
Large oof.
Almost as large as a full normal nourished polar bear.
Yeah. Totally.
Mm. Well, what'll it be?
Jeff, we don't normally leave the puzzling, you know. This is the strength floor. So
I guess so.
That's
I
right.
feel like this is your call, man. What are you
Okay.
thinking? We've laid out all the options that we
Question: how much rope do we have?
I feel like most of our rope got cut off when we tried to do the maze. When we tried to tie everybody together, and then it kind of got fucked.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have a bunch of
Uh.
short sections of rope.
Yeah.
I know mending.
Could you cast mending to fix the rope? Well,
He
what
could.
I was thinking is we could fix the rope. We could tie it around me. I could go shield sledding to the other side of the room, pull the lever, and then you guys could pull me back.
Yeah. That
Okay.
sounds good to me. That sounds
Works for me.
good.
Does that sound like a plan, everyone?
An
That's
interesting
the best
solution.
I
We'll see how it plays out for them.
got. Oh god.
Travian says to the camera.
Yeah.
Like he's commenting. He's like commentating a golf match almost.
Bold move,
We-
Cotton.
See if it works for him.
We find our heroes bumbling again on the ice rink.
Travian's just me. Alrighty.
All
Is that
right,
what we're going
so
for?
Yeah,
guess we'll
I
try
think
it
that sounds
first.
good.
I have cold resistance, so I guess I'm the best guinea pig.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, so let's all gather a rope fragment around Warthog, and you can cast mending to fix it.
I'm gonna cast so much mending, y'all don't even know.
Okay. So Wartok kind of makes quick work of the frayed ropes, mending them back into whole pieces. You guys get, I don't know, your normal lengths of rope back. I'm guessing everybody had 50 feet, so you have 250 feet of rope.
Hooray,
Most
that's
likely.
more than enough.
Yes, so you could tie a few of those lengths together, tie it around Jeff, and yeah, you'll still have 1 or 2 sections left over.
Okay.
All right.
So Jeff, explain to me how you are planning to shield surf across the ice. What are you doing to get yourself going?
We
We
don't.
could
I don't-
push him.
Well-
Ooh, yeah. You could push him.
I guess we don't. I don't have that much room to take a running start, do I?
No.
You're the well, actually, Ilya has strength. I was gonna
So
say you're
you
the only
could-
one with strength to push you is the problem.
Yeah,
All
Ilya
of
could
you
push him.
All of you combined could push me, maybe.
There's
Yeah.
not really space for everybody to kind of like get behind each other, though.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You could get maybe 2 people, but not all 4. 5? 4 of the others.
Ilya's our best bet. She's
Yeah.
the only strong one.
Ilya, can you not control yourself yet?
D&D Beyond won't let me log in.
You mean
Yeah.
Roll20 or?
Oh no, Roll20 is fine. I had exited to restart my
Oh, gotcha.
browser.
I'm gonna move
But
you over there
Roll-
anyway. You're in the middle of the
Oh,
ice.
yeah.
Good luck.
I know, I even tried it on a different
And I
computer. It's
guess-
not letting me see my character.
Oh,
Yeah,
you were
sorry,
getting you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was starting to move you just as you started to move you. All right. Oh shit. Y'all can't see at the very bottom of the screen, can you? On the stream. Let me fix that.
All I can see is black and white.
Oh,
on
I see.
the
Yeah, the
Roll20.
the names are covering it up.
Yeah, they're covering up your tokens, so we'll move those out the way. I moved the ones that were there when I first joined, but... Alrighty. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
All right. I would prefer not to get shot by lasers by my teammates,
I guess.
unless the situation's dire. Like I get.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna get on my shield, and Ilya's just gonna give me a push.
Alrighty. So this will be our first. This will be our first check of the room.
Uh-oh.
And with this, we will be underway. So Jeff sets his shield down and begins to kind of trepidatiously step onto it. It wiggles a bit at first, but he finds his balance. Ilya, go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
Can you tell me what my athletics score is?
I have your
Um,
character sheet up. It's +6.
That
Cool.
works.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
14.
14. Okay. Jeff, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh dear. 12.
That is enough. Okay.
Ooh.
So the initial push, you kind of wobble as the impact of Ilya kind of shoving you off almost makes you lose your balance, but you just manage to stay upright and the shield begins moving. It's not going super fast, but it is moving, and the low friction means that it has a decent amount of glide to it. So on this first turn, you will move, let's see, 15 will get you, say, 25 feet.
Okay, that is. I think that's about here.
Are we not snapping to grid? Is that something that's not happening?
Correct.
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 Okay, give me a sec. I wonder if that's because the grid isn't being shown. That's probably
There we go.
best. Okay, will that still snap for you?
Yeah, it's snapping now.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
So
All right,
that'll
I'm
make
here.
that easier.
Yep, I am there.
Awesome. Okay.
I am Groot.
We are Groot.
All right. At the end of that round,
Uh-huh.
let's see. From the right side, a gust of wind buffets you. I'd like you to make a strength save.
Strength save. I'm good at those. That is a dirty 20.
Okay, you manage to kind of dig in with one of your clawed feet, and you kind of push yourself forward as the wind is trying to push you back, and you prevail against the two. So, that is your first turn. I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That is a natural 20.
Alright, you do not take any damage from cold this round. Alright, so your shield is beginning to lose steam as you continue along. It's kind of starting to slow down. You'll only get 10 feet this turn unless you do something else. Also, there is a definite echo from somebody. Like, my voice is getting played through.
Oh.
Was it still the last thing you said?
Do you still hear it?
Actually, I think it might be you, Christine, because go ahead and talk.
Hello.
Yeah, because I think keep talking like over me, because what
Okay.
I'm trying to see is okay, it's not you.
Okay.
Nick, try talking while I'm talking, if you
Talking
wouldn't
and
mind.
birds and like I
Okay,
don't
it's
know,
not you either.
stuff.
All right,
Okay.
it's fine. We'll live.
Let's see, what do I have that I can do to propel myself forward?
I don't know. What you got?
What do I got?
Do you got your breath weapon?
I do. Do I? I think I do. Can I use my breath weapon for thrust?
It would do a little bit, yeah. You know, Newton's third. Has to be an opposite reaction.
Yeah, sure. I'll like turn around briefly and use my breath weapon to try to give myself some more propulsion.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw with advantage. Since this is kind of your own breath weapon as you're rearing back to kind of push this energy out from you, you can kind of gauge, your own strength. And so you have advantage on this because you can kind of tell how hard you're going to push yourself and how much you need to kind of counteract that force.
Right. Okay, that was a 14.
Okay, that is again enough not to fall off the shield. Let's see. How much would that do? What would I say? Go ahead and make well, it's usually a save against your breath weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Make the wind make a save.
I'm gonna roll a d20.
Mm.
And then once I roll it, I'm gonna decide what the criteria are, and then I'm gonna roll it again.
I've done that before.
It's actually super helpful. It is actually something I advocate hardcore. Okay, so that was what would I expect that to do? Okay, got it. Okay. So you will be able to move on top of the 10 I said another 20. So you can move your full 30 feet this turn. As you kind of accelerate yourself with that.
I think that's here.
Yep.
Cool.
Excellent.
We're halfway-ish across, a little less than half.
All right, and the rope is kind of unraveling as you go. Left this time. So from your left side now, buffet of wind comes. Go ahead and make another dex save. Or strength save, rather.
Yeah, okay. That's an 18.
That is just enough. So you do manage to kind of push back against it, but it is difficult. And you're kind of digging in really hard with your back clawed foot, but you manage to keep upright.
That's good.
All right, now make a con save.
Okay. That's a natural 1.
No.
Oof.
No.
All right.
Big oof.
You take 8 points of cold damage.
Is that with resistance?
That is before your resistance, so go ahead and apply
so I take
your
4
resistance.
damage.
Yes.
Alright. That's fine. It's just a little tickle.
You begin to feel frostbite, but it's not that bad because you're basically frostbite yourself. So
It's frost nibble.
Yeah, I've gone out. I've gone out in snow without cheese before. I'm fine.
Yeah. Yep. Alrighty. Cool. So that is that round. At the top of your next turn, you still have a little bit of momentum from the shield, so that'll carry you about 20 feet. Are you okay with that, or do you want to continue trying to propel yourself?
Can I
Actually, go ahead and make a perception check for me real quick.
Okay. That's 17.
Okay. You can kind of tell that, like, as you're propelling yourself and you're giving yourself this acceleration, each round it's getting a little bit easier to keep yourself going. Just by the like, once you're moving, it's easier to get yourself to continue moving. Kinetic
there's
friction is
that.
lower than static friction, so continuing to propel yourself rather than letting yourself come to a stop is a good idea.
Okay, I have an idea that I'm not sure it'll work, but I want to try it.
Sure.
I'm going to draw Adorax in one hand, and then
Okay.
I'm going to draw my Dane longsword in my other hand. I'm going to try using them as keys.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a combined athletics and dexterity. We'll say particularly. Yeah, it's probably athletics and acrobatics. So go ahead and make a check on both of those for me.
Okay. That could have been a little bit better. Athletics was a 19. Acrobatics was a 12.
Okay. That does not quite succeed.
Uh-huh.
So you do push yourself along a little bit. You do keep some of your momentum, but it's not much. You're still
talking
only
pushing.
going to be moving 20 feet.
Oh, well.
But because of the lower score, I also want you to make a additional dex save.
Okay. That was another 14.
Okay, so that one is against that would have been the normal floor DC. So that unfortunately does not succeed.
Darn it.
So as you kind of push, you slip a little bit and you lose your balance. You fall and your tail kind of smacks into the ice. The shield kind of skitters a few feet in front of you, and you are on the ground. You still move your 20 feet, but that is as much as you get for now.
Okay.
So you'll be there.
Okay.
Unless you already moved yourself.
I had already moved myself, but
Oh, well,
I'd
then
still be
you
here, I think.
Yeah, sorry. That was my
That's fine.
mistake. Wait, you already moved yourself this turn?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Did I? I think I did.
I don't think you did. That seems like where you
Oh.
were before.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I don't think you did. I think
You're
you
right.
should
You're
be
right.
there.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'm right there.
Cool. Alrighty. So from the left again, you get a buffet of wind, and I'd like you to make a dex save at disadvantage, or a strength save at disadvantage.
Okay.
Ooh.
That was only a 13.
Okay, you get pushed all the way to the other side of the wall.
Ooh.
Now, you don't take any damage from the impact or anything, but you are now, your shield is, I'll go ahead and, I don't know, draw something. Gray.
It's right there.
Yeah, crap. I thought that was going to be a polygon. It was not a polygon.
I just need like a
it's there.
general location of where it is. That's fine.
It's there. That is where I was drawing. That's where it is. Draw it again, though.
Yeah, just like leave a little dot where it is in the square.
There. It's that.
That works.
And I can actually select it. Holy shit. Okay. So there's your shield.
Cool.
And that's the buffet. And now I'd like you to make a con save.
Cool. Okay, that was 15.
15. That. Shit. What was the DC? Give me a sec.
It was
Holding
15.
so many
I
DCs
passed.
in my mind. Where are you? This guy. Where you be? Nope, it's DC 18.
Darn it.
Oh, that is
cold
another
room.
8 halved to 4.
4 more damage? Okay.
Yep. It is cold.
I'm starting to feel a little bit now.
How are us on the sidelines, like, how are we doing?
You're kind of probably laughing a little bit at Jeff. But as far as
But
the
I mean,
cold
like,
goes,
warm.
cold.
it's definitely chilly. But you guys did have winter clothes that you purchased before coming up here. So since you're not on the ice, you're pretty okay. It's
Okay.
definitely cold, but it's not like you're not dying from it. Like Jeff is.
Ah,
Uh,
yay.
Alright, so. Back to, well, let's see. Are you guys on the sidelines doing anything as you're watching this? Is there anything you guys want to try and do to intervene or anything to help? Since he's kind of
Well-
at a difficult point now, it might be useful to ask.
I can. How far can Mage Hand move? Can I move the shield a little bit closer to him?
I think Mage Hand is only 30 feet.
Oh, is it?
You're right.
I think if you're a
Dang.
thief, you get a longer range with it, but I think.
Okay, yeah,
Or
it's
a rogue.
it's
Thief
range
isn't
30,
a thing.
and I don't have spell snipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I
this
believe in you,
might
Jeff.
not work. This might not work. But so a few sessions ago when we oh wait, no, I don't have any first level spell slots. That wouldn't work anyway.
I mean, you could use a higher level.
Well,
Oh, you were talking about the heat metal thing?
Yeah, the warm metal. If I cast
Yeah.
heat metal, it would probably hurt Jeff. I
Yeah.
mean,
It hurt
like,
me more than the ice, probably.
Mhm.
I mean, it was to kind of neutralize the ice. I don't think I'm going to be helpful.
Okay. It's a good thought, though.
I tried in spirit. Um.
No, that would only make things worse.
Do it.
I only have things that can make things worse. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Do
I
it.
can melt
You
some
won't.
of the ice underneath you.
I don't know. I don't think that helped that much.
Yep, no, that's what I got.
Jeff, you're level 7, correct?
Correct.
Hold up.
Jeff, go ahead and make another perception check for me while you're there.
All right. That is 15.
Part of what's making this so hard, it's slightly warmer just above the surface of the ice, which is melting a very thin layer of water on the very top and making it extremely slick.
Well, that sucks.
Man, really wish I knew that. Darn shame.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything Shadry can do.
She can. Oh, 8 is within 30 feet. Damn.
Yeah, not enough range.
Yep.
I just kind of have. I guess I just gotta suffer a little bit longer.
30 feet range.
Okay.
I have an idea, but I'm gonna go through some menus. So go
Alright,
for a little
and
bit.
we're also
before-
it's at the point where like you would have taken that
Yeah.
time up until
Yeah.
now while he was going, so it's back
Yeah.
to him.
Okay.
So Jeff, what is your plan for this round?
I'm gonna move back toward my shield. I guess try to get back on the middle of the path.
So you are prone. Are you trying to
Okay.
crawl or are you going to get up and go?
I'm gonna get up and like try to dash toward my shield. Just try to get this over with as fast as possible.
You are going to try and dash.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have a total of 45-foot movement this turn.
Yes. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw as you're dashing.
That one's pretty good. That's a 19.
The DC was 18, so you do manage to do it. Very good. So as you're just kind of like, you kind of shake yourself and assess the situation, you can kind of, after having seen that thin sheen of water on top of the ice, you're kind of prepared for it and prepared for the slickness that it's going to bring. And so you kind of very carefully but swiftly like flat foot sprint across it so that you're not you don't have any like rotational movement on your feet, so there's nothing to like really slide, and you do it well enough that you manage to flat foot run your way all the way back over to your shield
Yeah.
with part of your 45.
Yep, and then I got 20. I'm gonna pick my shield back up.
Okay, so you're stopping at the shield.
Well, I'm gonna try to. I'm
Dive
gonna try
into
to.
it,
I'm
baseball
gonna try.
style.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to like scoop it up as I'm running. I'm gonna
Okay.
use my
Or wait.
remaining movement to go toward the lever.
Scoop it up or jump into it. Are you picking it up and carrying it?
Yeah, I'm so close. I think I'm just gonna scoop it up on the way over.
Okay, it is another dex save to change direction like that, but it's not as high a DC. So go for it.
Oh lord. 13.
That is not enough. The DC went down to 15.
Dang it.
So, although how much you still have 20 feet of movement, right?
Correct.
So that takes up 10 feet of your movement and brings you here. No, that's not you.
Okay.
That's the shield. Well, it brings both of you there.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
So you still have 10 feet of movement.
That's enough to reach the lever.
It is.
Cool. I'm gonna use my remaining movement to go toward the lever and
Okay.
pull it.
Technically, your action was to grab your shield
Okay.
and
That's
dash. So you can't
Okay,
grab
that's
it this
fine.
round.
Alright, okay, cool.
So I would like you to make another con save.
23.
Okay, you're fine. The cold does not bother you. And there is no wind portal at the other end of the at the far end, like in the same row as the lever. So you're good on that front too. No wind buffets you as you go. All right, top of the next round. Pull the lever, Crunk.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the lever.
Okay. As you pull the lever, the room begins to change.
Oh no.
You can very, very quickly begin to feel a rising heat from below you, from under the ice and in the walls. That same magic that seemed to be able to kind of adjust the temperature in the room where you started, it's in very much full effect here. To the point that within a moment, the whole place is sweltering hot.
Sorry.
You okay?
Alright.
No, it finally fucking loaded. I can see my
Jeff's
character
dying,
now.
finally!
Finally
Sorry.
rid of that third eye.
Sorry, Jeffrey.
Alright.
Reload roll 20. See if it works there too. It did. Okay.
Sweet. We finally have an Ilya.
Oh god. Alright. As soon as I pull the lever, can I pick up my shield?
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna pick up my shield. I'm just gonna start booking it back to start.
Okay, as you are booking it, yeah, it's very, very slick, quickly turning into water.
Oh no.
You're about to have to start swimming.
Oh god.
Jeff,
The ice is melting incredibly quickly.
Okay, so it's really hot and it's water?
Mm-hmm.
You can remove the shield icon now. I picked it back up.
Okay, cool.
Jeff's a giant eagle now.
Okay.
What'd you do?
I cast polymorph on you. Fly, bitch, fly! Fly, come here!
Alright, I'm not gonna ask
Flap,
questions.
boy.
I'm just gonna fly.
Holds out arm with glove to me.
Okay. What is his
Boy.
fly speed?
His fly speed is...
40.
Let me...
I don't know. That's my guess.
Could be.
Okay, I
don't know.
just had this. Let's see.
It's a giant eagle, you said?
Yes, giant eagle fly speed is 80 feet.
Someone's at the door. I'll be
Nice.
right back. Sorry.
I didn't even need to get the monster manual out. Good job. 80 feet, damn. Okay, so,
80 feet.
Jeff, that was after your turn, quote unquote, this round.
Yeah.
You get turned into the giant eagle, and then I would like you to make a strength save. Kayana, what is his strength?
Oh no.
That I
I'll
need
pick him up.
to-
I got the monster manual here. I should have opened it anyway. I didn't.
So you turned me into a giant eagle?
Yes, sir.
All right. The giant eagle has a strength of 16.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make a strength. It does not have proficiency in the saving throw. So
Right.
go ahead and make a strength check with a +3.
I rolled well. 21.
Okay, that is enough. As the actually, wait, is it? Because that would technically be considerably harder if you were flying.
21, still pretty good. Still pretty good.
It is. I'm gonna say it's still good enough, but only just.
That's fine.
So you do manage to fight the gust of wind, but it's still quite hot. So I'd like you to make a con save.
Okay, with the Eagles con mod.
Yes, it is a +1.
Ooh, 6.
No, sir. That is. Where's my date?
So I currently have the health stat of the giant eagle as well, right?
You
Yes.
have 26 HP.
You do not. You have 18.
Okay. I have 18 hit points.
Fine.
Out of 26 of my eagle health.
Alrighty, your go.
I use my 80-foot flying speed to dash back to the other side of the room. I'm just gonna book it.
Alrighty.
Well, like, cawing frantically the whole way.
Okay.
Because I'm an eagle now and I'm not used to this.
By the time Jeff makes it, you're basically looking at an indoor pool. The whole thing is probably 7 or 8 feet deep of water. And it's actually, like, it's not, like, boiling, but you could definitely see steam, like, rising off of it, like the water is very quickly evaporating.
Yeah. So
Cool.
Jeff.
I'm gonna fly out of the room before it gets too hot.
Oh, okay. Bye, Jeff.
While also cawing all the way.
Jeff, calm down. Jeff.
Oh no!
He'll be down in an hour. It's fine.
Interesting. Most folks tend to think teamwork is a better approach for that one, but it seems
What's that?
your Jeff had quite the quite the luck.
All right, Jeff. Jeff, please calm down. Stop calling for a second.
Huh?
You understand Common and Orin,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yes, but I'm an eagle. I can only speak in bird noises.
Yeah, very true.
That's fine.
I'm just making sure you know that you do understand what she's telling you.
Okay, that's good.
So Jeff, I can maintain this on you for an hour. Call once for yes, you would like this. Call twice for no, turn me back into a dragon.
Starts cawing into like a beatbox beat.
Honk.
Okay, all right.
Wait, that sounded like one in the beginning of a second. I don't know if you cut out or if it was just one.
No, I was making a joke. I just did the goose honk.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
honk.
So that
Because
means turn
Gotcha.
him into a goose. Got it.
I'm a
Do it.
terrible goose.
Got another polymorph?
Nope. So
Damn.
he's staying.
All right,
He's
yeah.
staying for
I
an
guess.
hour.
All right.
I'll
Cool.
maintain giant eagle form until the spell wears off.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the next room before this wears off.
Yay.
There is one door remaining to you.
Let's go. Didn't it have hurdles on it?
It did, yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit on Warthog.
Or no.
pad.
The one you went through had hurdles on it. This one has gears.
Oh.
Or maybe it was a puzzle
Okay.
piece. I don't know.
Real quick, one thing I'd like to settle before we continue.
Mm-hmm.
I have false life at will. Can I just do that now?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, a lot of times when characters have that, I just kind of assume they always have their +5 temp HP or plus whatever it is.
I keep forgetting to do that, so
Yeah,
just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna have that on from now on.
Yeah, you should just
Oh wait, hold on. A giant eagle is size large. I'll squish Warthog. I'm gonna get off of him.
Thank you.
I figured Warthog was riding you.
I was about to say, and now I get on him.
Oh yeah, I
baby.
guess you could. You're being
No
a
one draw
creature.
this.
Alrighty. So, you open the final door, which you know contains the puzzle of this level. All right, this is kind of a complicated setup, so I'm gonna read straight from my notes. I apologize for the campiness, but
Oh, camp is fine here.
Do what you gotta do, hun.
all right. As you look into the room before you, set within the floor, spanning a good 30 feet or so. Let me actually mark things as I go along. Where'd you go? You're up here. No, you're not. There you are. Spanning a good 30 feet across the room is a wide track, and that is. I can't ping? Oh, I'm not on the select. That is this guy here. This wide track, spanning about 30 feet from the eastern wall of the room. On one end of the track is a sled. In the center of the sled is a fulcrum, and on either end of it are two balanced platforms. That's these. A neat stack of stones is sat on one side, that is the right side, each bored through with the likeness of a different rune. The other side of the sled is empty. Attached to the sled, kind of, you can envision this as kind of a beam stretching from the right side about 5 or so feet and then going upward. And then about 10 feet in the air, it houses this apparatus that is consisting of two concentric rings about a basketball-sized red garnet. That 10 feet high is just about just over the top of the highest rune on the right side kind of platform. Looking at it, this very clearly reminds you of like a set of scales, like a balancing scale. With currently the side with the runes heavier and weighed down. About the room, as you look around, you see 6 stones that look to be about the same size as the stones in this kind of neat stack of runic stones. And at one end of the track, kind of nearest the entrance, so it's not on the map there, but it's here, is a large lever. And that is the room you see before you. There was something else I wanted to mention. Hold on. Well, I'm going to spell out where the 6 stones are and what's around each of them. But I felt like there was one other thing. Ah, yes. Can I get perception checks from everybody?
Okay. If it's, I have advantage in eagle form because of keen sight, or do I benefit from that?
It is based on sight.
Cool.
Haha, good, because I didn't roll well.
Okay, so Eagle Jeff got an 18, and Shadra got a dirty 20.
Okay. Eagle Jeff notices but cannot communicate this. Shadra notices and can communicate it. The northern wall, up here, has kind of what looks like wear on some of the stones. For the most part, it's smooth, but you can kind of see almost like scorch marks or something, like a little bit recessed into the wall. And they kind of just seem to stretch across maybe a 30 or so foot section of the wall from maybe, like, basically in line with the track from about there to there.
So we should probably stand away from that.
So
we should touch
the runes are. I'll send this back in the chat and I'll kind of open it up for Discord. So let's switch to that guy. Bring this up.
Oh.
I hope none of you all shared porn in the chat because I'm scrolling back through it to find things.
Shit!
Not this.
Aw, damn it, you found us out.
Fuck!
Gosh, well, it's fine. It's marked as a mature stream anyway, so you know.
Oh, sweet. Hold on. Let me upload a couple zips for y'all.
All right, sweet.
Give me your tiles folder.
I just scrolled past a message that said salty semen, so you know.
What?
Where the hell is it?
Wasn't me.
How long?
Might
I
have
think
been
it
me.
was you,
I don't
actually.
know.
Actually, I think it was Christine.
Huh,
Oh.
that sounds right.
There we go.
Wait. Hold up.
Alright, so we're gonna
What is that supposed to be?
let the stream see this, and then we're gonna save it and
Oh, hey, it's those.
recopy
I
it.
found them.
Armagerd. Don't need that shit. Just gonna copy the link.
Fuck
No,
it.
it's gonna link porn and shit.
Here, have some porn.
Hey,
Ugh.
aw.
Okay.
So those are the runes. The top layer is what is inscribed on the, or etched in. Well, it's really more like bored through each of the stones.
Yeah.
They're completely hollow in those shapes. And on the western wall there is those letters, and that key in its entirety is kind of etched into the western wall.
Okay. I know what these are.
They're
They're letters.
They're the schools of magic.
Yeah.
because
And
that
I
one
know
above O is the bless symbol.
that's the enchantment.
So, just because that
Doesn't exactly
that choice
correspond.
is coincidental. Let me put it that
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Fair.
Because I can see it's not necessarily metagaming because your
That
character would
last one is
very
Eldritch
possibly
Blast.
know those, right? But in this world, the symbols for the schools of magic are not the same as they are on D&D Beyond.
Okay.
Those were just easy runic symbols for me to find and copy.
Okay.
They do not have that significance within this world.
Thank you for telling us.
Yes, I did
Yeah,
not want you all to bark up that tree for like 8 hours.
Quick, Eldritch
Cool.
Blast any R's you see.
um,
I'm gonna turn to Kayana and ask. So, do we have to balance the rocks on this little pedestal here? But I'm gonna say it in giant eagle, forgetting that I'm a bird.
all right.
So I'm just gonna like caw relentlessly
Yeah,
at
giant
you for
eagles
like
do
5
have
minutes.
a -1 int, so like that's reasonable that you'd forget that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start
So,
cawing at Kayana for like a full minute.
So it
Then-
goes something like this, Kayana. You just kind of hear caw.
Okay, cool. Cause the video got super choppy for a second. And I didn't hear anything Ethan just said.
Cool. Did you hear what I said?
Caw.
Yeah, cool.
That's all you
That's
That's
yeah.
all you heard.
That was in character for Ethan.
Okay.
For Jeff?
Cool.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
for
Jeff. Jeff is stupider as a bird, so like he'd probably be a little bit forgetful.
That's possible.
Ouch. Fire. Okay. So to give a
Figured
little
I'd
bit
warm
of
you up
description
with
of
that
the
one.
rest of the room here, you see these 6 stones,
Yep.
and one of them. Oh god, I have to scroll to find it again. Blech. All right, so this one back here is about 90 feet up a relatively smooth wall. There are not a lot of like handholds or footholds here. It's just high up in the air. This one seems to be within a large glass containment chamber of some kind. It's transparent, slightly more like translucent. It's not completely clear, but it's low opacity, so you can see the stone clearly within it. This stone is at the there's kind of a wall separating off this small segment of tall wooden posts and sort of leading up to this final one. The posts are about 20 feet or so high, and the first one is near kind of a hand-holdy ladder on the wall. So that one can be reached up to with relative ease. Let's see, that's those 3. This one here, you can kind of see, at least I hope it shows up, the darker lines there leading up to it. I don't know if those show
Yeah.
up on the.
It does.
I'll bring up.
Little side into the middle and then straight down.
Yeah, those are rafters up close to the ceiling, and at the very end of one of them is another one of the stones.
Okay.
One that it looks like you cannot see, but you'll have to take my word for it, is in the bottom of this pool of water, which is quite deep.
I'm ready.
Okay.
And then this one is inside of an urn filled with a liquid of unknown origin.
I'm ready.
Okay.
How high up is this one?
Jeff,
90
fetch.
feet.
How high?
90.
Come on, boy.
Okay.
Fetch.
What is it? Is it affixed to the wall, or is it just sitting on a shelf or something?
It is held in place by a rope that's kind of dangling from the ceiling.
Go get
Okay.
it, Jeff.
I'm gonna take wing. I'm gonna fly over to the rock dangling from the rope, and I'm gonna kind of cut the rope with my beak or talons or something.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I'm gonna run over and try and catch it in case it doesn't.
The power of flight does make this rather simple. So you fly up there and you peck at the rope until it is frayed enough that the weight of the rock kind of drops it. Are you trying to catch it, or are you just letting Warthog catch it?
I'm gonna let Warthog do it because I'm a bird.
Cool. Warthog, go ahead and make a acrobatics check for me.
Oh yeah, does Eagle Jeff have a third eye?
He does not.
Darn it.
I hope these can't break.
What'd you get? Nat 1. Nice. Yeah. Alright, so Warthog kind of runs over and kind of stands underneath of it, and Jeff lets it drop, and Warthog is just kind of watching it the whole way down until it falls like 2 feet to the right of his hands, and he's just like, oh shit. And it smacks into the ground, and it's totally fine.
I was testing it, guys. They're sturdy. Jeff, get the other one.
Where's the other one? Is it this one?
Which?
Sorry,
yeah,
I didn't see which one
this
you
one's
pinged.
also up in the sky, right?
Yes.
Middle one. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Oh, yeah. I
I'm
guess
gonna,
I was over here then.
I'm gonna go where Warthog is pointing and grab it.
Okay. That one seems to be strongly affixed to the beam that it is on. So I'm gonna need you to make a. I wouldn't really call this Well, sure, athletics. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
It doesn't matter because as a bird, I don't have proficiency in that.
Cool.
That is a 16.
That is just enough. However, it's just enough. So as it comes loose, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh dear. 15.
That is not enough either. So you begin to fall off of the rafter, but you're an eagle, so you just kind of fly after like a half second of falling.
Yeah.
Damn you, breaking my puzzles! Alright, so those 2 stones are successfully retrieved.
What about
Speaking
this
of
one?
breaking
Can I
your
get this
puzzles,
one?
Which one?
The one I'm pinging right now.
Yeah, you can get that one too, actually.
All right, I'm gonna grab it and bring it over with the rest of the rock.
Alrighty.
I was just gonna Eldritch Blast that one down in a minute. So.
All right. Jeff is playing fetch with the boys.
Cool.
That's
I'll go
over
ahead.
here like, perfect. My physical education dungeon is finally set. Wait, why are you an eagle?
Yeah, this was
We're
just kind of
supposed
like...
to climb to the rope and ring the bell.
Yeah, it is just kind of the PE obstacle course of challenges.
All right, so we have retrieved 3 of the rocks.
Yep.
With the power of flight. 2 of them are in containers, and Warthog is diving into the pool to get the 4th one.
Okay. Warthog, is your swim speed the same as your walk speed?
Sure. This is something that I know offhand.
I
And
don't
it's
know.
true.
Water ganassi? It might be a thing. Also, can you breathe underwater naturally?
I can.
Okay. Then this is not a problem for you.
All right. Cool. Deal.
This is not a problem for you. Damn it.
Swimming speed of 30 feet and can
Okay.
breathe.
Yeah, cool.
He's basically a fish.
So you dive down and down and down and down and down and a little bit more down. The group of you are waiting several minutes as Wartalk is going through all of this. The water is almost a little bit more viscous than normal, so like yeah, your swim speed is 30 feet through water. It's a little bit slower here, so it's taking even longer. But it's just really far down there. You come back up and up and up and up and up and up, and eventually you break the surface in my puzzle. And you've retrieved number 4 of the not runic stones.
He didn't even have to be an eagle for that. We just had to be Warthog.
That's
Mhm.
right.
All right, so there's 2 left. They're in. What kind of containers are these 2 in?
So one of them is a vat full of liquid of mysterious origin, and the other one is solid glass.
Hmm.
I feel like that one we just hit until it breaks. The viscous
Probably.
liquid, I mean,
It's you don't necessarily know it's viscous.
Smell
sorry,
it.
the weird.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, absolutely.
let's smell it.
Okay, make a perception check.
I want to taste it so bad, y'all. Actually, hold on.
That's an 18.
I need to roll a couple dice to see
It
some stuff.
seems to be odorless.
I don't like
Mm.
that.
What does?
All
what
right, I
kind
dipped my
of-
pinky in it.
You dip your pinky in it?
Yep.
Okay, make a con save.
That's probably decent. Oh, I have +0. 16.
Okay, you take 4 points of acid damage.
Okay. Okay, I have
Ow.
resistant to acid, so I take 2 points.
I don't think you are.
No, he is.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
water ganassi.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they get a
That's
lot of
crazy
stuff.
cool. All right, nice.
They get a lot of stuff.
Yeah, water ganassi is awesome.
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
If you
Um,
resist it, you could reach your hand in.
Why don't
Wait,
we
do you
just
say that in character?
why don't we just tip it
No.
over?
Dang.
We could, yeah. I mean, right? Could
That
we?
makes sense to me.
How you
Try
doing
and
it?
push it. Oh,
Dump it over into
towards the liquid.
yeah, into
Yeah.
the water.
Yeah, towards the water.
Fuck that water.
Yeah. No.
Fuck this
no.
water in particular.
Okay,
done in there.
go ahead and make athletics checks.
Oh no.
We can do it.
We've got this.
Hey, Ilya.
Yeah.
I got it. I can shove things real good.
Oh,
All right, so
yep, let me
the two of
make
you
some
kind
room
of
for ya.
push and shove
Never
at it,
mind.
Okay.
and it's not budging. So you call your friend Ilya over.
Got an 11. Can I
Come on,
try
muscle.
again?
Nah. That's just as much as you're doing right now.
Hold on.
Okay, well, I
let
didn't
me check
actually
my
roll it.
athletics.
I rolled surprisingly well, even though I have a minus to it.
I did it, y'all. Don't worry. I got
We
this.
all help each other.
All right, so I got a -1, so it comes back at me.
Yeah. All right. Some of the liquid kind of splashes, and you take another point of acid damage.
I got a 16 minus 2.
Not enough. It's just not budging. It seems to be bolted into the floor somehow.
Can we like see it in there?
Yeah.
All right,
So
we should
the
come back
vat
to
the
this
vat
one.
is probably almost as tall as you are, and the stone is
and
like,
it's, like
in the
way
bottom.
down in there. Oh, never mind. then.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I summon my packed weapon,
Okay.
but I summon it as a net.
Okay.
Can I use it to then like
Fish it out.
fishing it out?
You could certainly try.
I'm gonna try that. What do you want me to roll?
Give me just a sec. I want to see something.
Do I need to make an attack roll towards your jar?
Do it.
Do it.
Jeff has an idea, though he's a bird.
Jeff is a good bird.
Actually, I have a question for the. In case this doesn't work, I have a question for the DM. Does Morse code exist in this world?
No.
Dang it.
I mean, we can 20 questions you. We know yes and no.
Okay, I'm gonna hop over to Warthog.
What do you
I'm
think,
gonna
boy?
like,
What do you want?
I'm gonna like grab his hand in my beak and like yank it toward the pot a little bit, just like gesturing.
Calm down. Calm down. It's like Do you want me to reach in?
I'm gonna shake my hand. I'm gonna like I'm gonna like point at his hand with my beak, and I'm gonna point at the pot, and I'm gonna like wiggle my feathers a little bit.
You want to dip me in and then lift me out?
No.
You want me to reach in?
I like kind of. I don't know how to say kind of in bird.
Probably.
Just
try
do
to do-
no and then yes.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
I just cock my head to the side and kind of try to shrug with my wings. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah,
Okay.
birds can shrug.
Bird
I
one.
shrug.
Kayana, you speak. Bird. He wants hand jar, wing, hand jar wing. I don't.
Okay. Reaching into jar?
Kind of. I shrug.
Okay.
All right,
Mage-
Ilya,
oh,
as
he
this
wants
is
me to
happening,
mage hand it.
you do try and dip
nod
your
to
packed
Warthog.
weapon into the vat, but it like immediately disintegrates.
Ah,
You can resummon it, but as soon as you try it again, it just disintegrates.
it needs to be hands.
I don't.
I'm gonna pick up because I'm large and he's medium. I'm gonna pick up Warthog in my talons and raise him above the pot so he can see inside.
I'm
Okay.
ready. So I'm gonna try and mage hand it.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were gonna dunk him in.
Those
Mage
the
hand.
alternate.
Don't worry,
idea.
we'll see if this works.
Would it? Oh, actually, it seems to at first. The hand does go down, but the stone is too heavy for the mage hand to pick up.
Dang
Okay.
it.
It is more than 10 pounds.
Jeff,
Quick, does
Release
somebody else
the
have mage
payload.
hand?
Sorry, what did you say, Warthog?
release the payload.
I'm gonna look at Kyan. I'm just gonna slowly turn to look at Kyan and be like, "Huh?"
Don't drop him, but like dunk him. I'm a swirly.
Look, before we resort to that, I'm prepared to smash this urn open with my shillelagh.
I mean,
This
that makes
is probably
more
a
sense.
bad idea, but I'm prepared to do it.
Acid
I-
goes everywhere.
That might be a
What if-
worse
okay.
idea.
Okay, wait, hang on. Hear me out. We do smash it, but in a controlled manner. So, like, instead of
Okay.
smashing the entire thing, you just break a hole in, like, the bottom facing a certain direction.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
That sounds like something Shadra could do.
like a flower pot, you know? You gotta
Yeah,
have
I guess
Hmm.
Shader could try to shoot it. Shoot a hole in it.
it explodes and
It's
everyone
like a
gets hit
lot
off
of
acid rain.
arrows, but maybe.
Maybe we
Maybe
could
not.
Eldritch Blast a hole into it.
Yeah, we have an unlimited supply of that.
Ready.
All right, I'll set Warthog down and we'll clear up the pot if we're gonna do that.
I think I technically have arrows too.
I've got a sling and magic bullets for it, too.
I'm an eagle. That's what I contribute to the situation.
And you got 3 of them. You're fine.
3 eagles?
No, 3 of the stones.
No,
Like,
3
he already
eagles.
got 3 of them,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's...
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
His
because I'm an
contribution
eagle.
is fucking done.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I'm literally carrying the team right now.
Do you want to know the fun part, Matt?
We're all like,
Hmm.
hey,
I
go
still
be an
have
eagle, do
fly
stuff.
anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
fine
but
either
like,
way.
that would have required burning a spell slot, so I
That's
was
true.
more okay with that.
Polymorph required burning a spell
Yeah.
slot.
True,
Yeah.
true.
We're gonna be an
Um,
eagle. We're gonna collect the stones that way. Meanwhile, Matt's over here like, I guess.
I mean, hey, no, it's a good solution. It really is.
No, I'm laughing because like, this literally happened to me last week.
No, it's good. I mean, I'm
Oh.
glad you guys are coming up with creative
Wait.
solutions to it. That's kind of the idea.
Wait, I've got another idea. Why
Okay.
don't we take all the acid and put it over here?
Somewhere else.
Push it somewhere
Move it
else.
somewhere else. I mean, no, that's not water. We couldn't shape water.
We
on it.
can't shape it. There's a nice little glass dome over there. We might be able to separate from its base.
True. I'm gonna hop over to the glass dome.
Okay.
Is it like affixed to the ground?
It seems to be, yeah.
How big is it? Actually, that's a question.
Again, about person-sized.
Oh, okay. That's larger than I thought.
Is there like any
Okay.
kind of like handhold on the top?
Maybe like small person-sized. No, there is not.
Okay.
It's smooth and round, and it kind of tapers a little bit towards the floor.
I peck it.
Okay, you peck it.
Does it like scratch or break the
No.
glass or anything?
Not
Darn
at
it.
all.
I peck it again harder.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Sweet. What is my to hit with a beak?
+5.
Okay, 19 to hit.
It hits.
Oh, sweet. That is 7 piercing damage to the glass dome.
Seems to do nothing.
Dang it. I
I
turn back to the
think-
group and shrug.
Cough.
Smashing time? Shooting time?
There's a
I'm
bird
away.
next to it. I don't want to miss.
Well,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
Jeff,
move away if you're
move.
gonna shoot it.
And then I started shooting.
Are you shooting it
Eldritch
with
Blast,
Eldritch
though.
Blast?
Yeah, the glass thing.
Okay, roll an attack.
The first one was a nat 20.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay.
That definitely hits. What's the second?
The second attack roll was 11.
That also hits.
Okay.
It is an immobile, large piece of glass.
Roll the
fair,
hit. You hit anyway.
I mean, it has an AC of 10. Like, you can miss it. But, well, no, maybe 5, actually. It's probably like 5.
Whatever.
Actually, can
So-
anybody miss that? I don't think anybody can. Well, a crit fail
Well,
technically misses.
Yeah, that would do it. But so 16 damage on the first one, 5 on the second.
Okay, they both seem to do nothing.
Excellent.
But I've rolled a natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
What if we ask it nicely?
You can certainly try.
I will cough furiously at the glass dome.
Mr. Glass, can you please go away so we can access the stone?
Nothing happens. Jeff, as you are quite
Trying to,
close to
like-
it, I believe, go ahead
Oh.
and make a perception check for me.
Okay, cool. Is it sight based?
Also, this is a question. Does he have a third eye still?
He does
No.
not. He
No.
already asked.
Okay.
Ah,
It's partially sight based. So I will say you don't gain advantage, but you gain an extra +2 on your roll.
That's fair. That's a 15 with that extra +2.
Where it's like at the very, very bottom of it, it doesn't seem to meet the floor. It doesn't seem to like flatten out at the bottom. It actually seems to dip into the floor a little bit.
I'm gonna like point my wing at it and caw at the other group members and flap my other wing to beckon them over here. I'm gonna try to point that out with my beak.
Okay. Yeah, Kayana, with your passive perception and him helping you, you can see it.
Okay. Okay, so it dips under the floor.
Yeah, it seems to kind of go into a little recess. It's a very tight fit, so it's hard to see, but it's definitely not like flat at the bottom.
Can I see if it does that all around the circumference?
It does, yes.
Okay. Oh shit, it's probably like a hamster ball.
maybe we lift it.
Maybe we could push it.
Hey, Muscles.
Yeah.
Caw?
Lift, bro. Not you, call man.
Aw.
Go away, feathers.
Hey, muscles. Both Jeff and I.
We need
Yeah?
we need the heavyweight, not the featherweight. All right.
Ooh.
Damn.
I peck Warthog.
Wow, Jeff.
You
Stop
wanna
it.
go?
Rude.
You want to
Stop
go,
it,
Bert?
Jeff.
I'm gonna back up when he pulls out the gun.
Stop picking a fight with a bird.
I'm a horrible
Started
dude.
it.
All right, let's push it.
14.
To push it?
Yeah.
Nah, thing is massive.
Can I use help?
Maybe let's try
Can
pushing it
you-
all together.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
like a light bulb. Like instead of
You
pushing,
gotta
we have
unscrew
to
it.
like twist.
Oh.
Try.
So
So
are you
let's all
trying
get
to
on this
twist
like
it?
we're raising an anchor.
Yeah, let's try twisting it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll all gather around it and try twist to get out of the socket.
Oh,
Give
now
me
I
I got
just
a
a
nat
sec.
fucking 20.
It's a dirty 21.
11.
Okay.
22.
Oh yeah.
Jeff, as an eagle, it's quite difficult for you to really help with this task. You don't have opposable thumbs or
Right.
like
Shadra.
palms.
Fine, I'll roll for Shader then. Shader got 9.
Okay.
Give me just a second. I will be back on.
Fine, I'll just stand back and watch because I'm a bird. I'll start training myself for something, I don't know.
Good
That's right, Jeff.
boy.
About time you learned the pecking order.
Shut
Cough.
up.
I'm gonna squawk angrily at Warthog.
Start pulling out your feathers and we can sell them on the black market because eagle feathers are illegal.
Ah!
They are?
That's a good idea.
I believe in some places in the U.S.
Well,
At
this
the
ain't
very
the
least where
fucking
I live.
U.S., is it?
Well, yeah.
Yes?
It's technically it's not legal for non-Native Americans to own bald eagle feathers.
Oh no, I know. I was making a reference to the
Oh.
game world. I was being an asshole.
Ah.
Sorry.
Well, then we just change their colors and say they're a phoenix one, and then we sell them that way.
There
And we
go.
set them on fire so it passes as a phoenix one.
Yeah! Make them red and on fire!
Get them while they're hot.
That's what prestidigitation is for. Also
Wait a
minor
minute.
illusions.
I've got that one.
I'm suddenly not okay with this plan anymore.
You were before?
Listen, you knew what you were getting yourself into once you were getting me to sign on here.
See, it's the fire bit that I'm not okay with. That's the part that I take issue.
Ah, I see.
That's fair. That's
Fire bad, black market good.
Indeed. All right. So,
It's
you all do
rude.
manage to spin it in
Horses.
its place, and it
True.
spins. Doesn't
We
seem
did
to
it,
do anything
guys.
more than that.
Okay, so we do just all need to lift it up.
Alright.
Okay.
I'll try to help to the best of my ability in my bird
You're-
form.
You're
It's-
a bird.
Your best way to help is to probably let Shadra take the place that you would take around it.
Fine, I'll stand back and pout.
The one time Jeff isn't useful for lifting something.
I'm just a bird.
Okay. So you all kind of, I'll let you use the same rolls.
Oh, okay.
You kind of
Oh, okay.
get underneath of it and kind of hoist all of you together. And as you lift it up, it kind of looks like this at the very top, and then it kind of tapers near the bottom. And then like if this is where it meets the floor, after that it gets like very, very narrow. To the point that like it's almost sharp at the very end. It's incredibly, incredibly narrow. And you kind of pull it up, and you can see that, but all of your hands are occupied.
I have a beak.
Jeff!
Peck it.
Jeff!
Jeffrey!
I hop over.
Okay.
What do you want me to do?
Peck.
I peck.
Okay. You peck at the.
The narrow bit.
Okay. You peck at the narrow bit, and immensely fast, these cracks just spread all up the body of this glass construct, and it just bursts into thousands and thousands of tiny little shards of broken glass.
Oh, don't like that.
But
It's
also,
not.
that
I
was
mean, they're
extremely
fine
cool.
enough that it's not dangerous or anything.
Okay. This is sugar glass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start using prestidigitation to clean things up.
Okay.
Just because I'm
And
very
the
worried.
crystal is available now.
We did
It's single and ready to mingle.
Word.
Cool.
All right, so that's 5 rocks we have. We have 1 more to get in that weird acid jug.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can I clean the acid?
The acid is shiny, squeaky clean.
Damn it!
I'm gonna pour a little bit of water into the acid
Okay.
from the pool.
Yeah, it does seem to mix. It's doesn't like how much are you pouring?
Just like
Handful,
cupful,
whatever you can
yeah.
get. Yeah, it's. I mean, it mixes. It doesn't seem to do anything super noticeable.
What if we kept
I make like
building?
an icicle and stick that in.
It dissolves relatively quickly.
Okay.
Mm.
What's the vat
So
made
it's-
of?
Hold it down.
Porcelain.
Smash. Shoot. I mean, shoot. Shoot hole. Let drain.
That probably. Can we perception it, see if anything stands out?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check, actually, if you're
Shader will do that as well.
Alrighty.
Not bad. It's not bad.
Shader rolled like 1 billion.
All right then.
That's
She got a 27.
that is
Oh.
many. That's basically 0 compared to 1 billion.
It's good.
It is
It's
good.
like 1 billion in D&D terms.
Okay, cool. A 27. Nothing really seems to stand out. It seems to be a normal porcelain urn. From Shader's knowledge of porcelain, it is quite brittle, though quite hard. And if broken, depending on the nature, if you bludgeon it, yeah, it's gonna crack. But if you get a precise enough hole, yeah, it'll make a hole and not shatter the whole thing.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Yep.
Does anyone have tinkerer's tools
Mm-mm.
and/or thieves' tools?
Shader
Shader
has
has
these tools.
Can she like make an incision in the bottom, like using a tool?
Yeah.
The idea I was going for is like a drill or a screwdriver.
Mhm.
Cause like, have you ever seen those? You ever seen those videos online about how you can like drill into teacups, but you have to go very slowly and you have to use water?
Yep.
Mhm.
Like, can we do that?
Sure.
I'm willing to try it.
All right.
Roll.
Using the water from the pool and kind of pouring it over the drill as you go. Shader's kind of got a little hand drill that she's cranking. Go ahead and roll a thieves tools check. She is
Okay,
proficient but did not take expertise.
that's fine.
Can I assist?
It doesn't matter. I got a natural 20.
I still want to help,
Okay, fine.
just because I want to say I helped with the water part.
The water part.
My-
Sure.
Sure, my
Also,
second
I'm
roll
very
was a 3.
scared for it to break.
Well, I rolled a natural 20, and then the second roll was a 3, but I had advantage because of help, so.
Cool. All right. So with the natural 20, yeah, Shader kind of works at it slowly for a good bit of time and just kind of lets the drill do the work, not applying much pressure at all. And after a good few minutes, she punctures through, and I would like her to make a dexterity saving throw.
Can I grab her and run?
I got a 16 for the deck save.
That is, yeah, that's probably high enough. So she's drilling and she does puncture through, just because it's at the bottom of the barrel and the pressure from the whole vat is kind of on top of it. It kind of starts to spray out around the drill, but she manages to pull her hand and her face back quickly enough that it's not an issue. All right,
Okay, so
the acid is slowly draining.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
After about 10 seconds or so, the hole knits itself back up.
Oh.
Rude.
Yep.
But the acid.
I'm gonna look
has
at
depleted.
Trey, whatever his face. Dude,
It's a magic urn.
Did it refill up with acid? Like, is it
No,
at the same
the acid
level, or
is
is
a
it
little
lower
bit
now?
depleted.
Like a significant amount, or just like
Like
a little
2
bit?
inches of the several foot volume.
Hmm.
Is it the worst
I mean,
thing
if
if
you
we get
really
acid
want to
everywhere?
take hours to do this, that's up to you. But you're going to start to get tired, and remember, you only have one rest.
Yeah. I mean, is it the worst thing if we get acid everywhere?
We can fix it.
Probably not.
All right. So let's all take a step back. I'll bring out my sling, and then whoever else wants to aid in pummeling this thing, we'll just try
So
and
just
pummel
get as many ranged attacks on it as you can.
it. Let's just wreck it.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna stand on. I'm gonna stay in the corner because I'm a bird, so I can't contribute to ranged attacking.
Okay.
How far away are we getting?
Oh yeah, I guess we have 25.
The furthest point would probably be around where Shader is standing.
Sure.
So just
Okay.
on the opposite wall.
I'm gonna be like here-ish because ideally I want to well, like, how far away is that?
Where Shader's standing is like 45 feet away.
Why is that? That's weird. Why is that the same? That should not be the same.
I don't know.
It counts diagonals as 5 feet.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. It doesn't have the alternating 5-10
Yeah.
like the
No.
rules as written does. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So technically, that's probably about the. Actually, even that's probably 50 feet. So 45 is probably about here. But yeah, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Basically, the Pythagorean theorem doesn't exist in Roll20.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also doesn't
Separated.
exist in D&D. Movement is like the only time you do any kind of diagonal like extraness. If it's like if something is up, you just take the longer leg.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna get some distance away and shoot it.
cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on this side because I want to like try and have it
All
expel
right.
it this way. So.
Cool. So who's doing what? Shader, I'm
Shade-
guessing, is shooting it with a bow.
Yeah, she's gonna use her short bow on it.
Okay. Kiana, what you doing?
I don't got any basic ranged attacks.
Do you want
Okay.
to borrow a sling? I've got finger guns.
Can I use
A sling is a simple
I
weapon,
can.
so okay.
Okay, so druids don't get just simple weapon for
Oh,
sure.
right. That's right. That's
They
right.
get-
Sorry. Oh, but can you use sling?
I can.
Okay, then you can take the sling, and
Nice.
Warthog can use his Eldritch Blast.
Good. Okay. So, Jeff, what are you doing?
Watching, because I'm a bird.
Cool. Ilya, you got anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my packed weapon into a short bow.
Okay. Cool.
Because I bought arrows.
Nice.
I really expect you to say your packed weapon was gonna be a boomerang.
Well, it only does 1d4. A short bow does 1d6.
That's fair. Style points though.
You know what? You're right. You're totally right. I'm using a boomerang.
Wait, does it actually change the stats for the packed weapon?
Yeah, it takes the stats of
Yeah.
whatever weapon it's based off of.
Interesting.
That's why you see on my inventory like a list of items, but they're all like weightless and costless, and they say
Gotcha,
pack
so that
whatever.
you could just, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. Jeff is gonna use help on Shadra so she can get advantage and thus get sneak attack.
So, how are you
how?
helping?
I'm just gonna like caw obnoxiously to her ear to infuriate her and motivate her to do better.
All right, so she's got disadvantage on her attack roll.
Yeah.
Dang it!
Yeah.
Ethan.
Fine, I won't do that then.
All right, Shader kind of like, stop it, and Jeff
They just shooes Jeff away.
calms down. Get it?
Ah.
Shut up.
Okay.
All right. All right. Shader will shoot first, I guess.
There we go.
It does what's it hit with a short bow? Might be important. Does a 13 hit the pot? It does? Cool. Shader does a whopping 6 points of damage to the pot.
Matt,
Alright, I'm not
shut
gonna
up,
continue shutting up.
please.
Yeah, I'm not continuing to do that. All right, so that's Shadra's. Kiana, go ahead.
I got a nat 20,
Nice. Go ahead and roll that damage
which
dice.
is...
What's the damage die of a sling?
I think it's 1d4.
Yeah, it's a D4. So you get 4 plus another D4 plus
Your
Dex
dex mod.
What they said.
That is 3 plus 2, so 5.
So 9
9
total.
damage.
Sweet. Wartok.
I got a 19 and a 15 to hit.
Okay,
with
both of those
8
hit.
and 7 damage.
So another 15. So we're at what? 21, 30 damage total. And Ilya.
Yes.
So I can attack twice with my weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can
Yeah.
I just roll to hit first on both of them and then damage?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so that one was a nat 20,
Cool.
and that was a 19.
Okay. So they both hit, and the 20 is, so I don't know if you've gotten a crit before, but we do max on the first damage that I roll a second one, add your normal bonus.
Okay. Total is 13 damage total.
Cool. Yeah, the thing just shatters. 43 among all of you. Just acid goes flying everywhere, but none of it is far enough to reach y'all. It kind of eats into the floor, and there's like pockets of kind of like small, like 2 to 3 inch diameter holes where it's just like burned down a little bit into like a small little, like a hemispherical burn into the stone. The walls behind it
Trypophobia
are just
beware.
splattered, and they're getting kind of slowly eaten away as well as the acid kind of works its way into the stone.
Cool, free door.
And it does not go all the way through, but it does go like a decent ways in. But after all of that, yeah, the stone is sitting there in a dwindling pile of acid.
Cool.
Once the acid is gone, I'm gonna fly over and grab it before the jar reforms.
Okay. Jeff flies over and grabs it, and then flies away. And the jar does indeed reform. Over a couple of minutes. It takes like a full minute for the jar to reform from this,
Okay,
though,
we have plenty of time.
and
Sick.
the acid is not it does not refill. So just there's now an empty porcelain urn in the place where there once was a porcelain acid-filled urn.
Cool.
All right, so you have all
Cool.
6 of the stones.
And now
Now we
need
gotta figure out what
make
to do
sure
with
we
them.
do this
Now we
properly.
summon the dragon.
So as a reminder, there is a like 5-foot diameter pair of concentric spheres, rings, rotating about this like basketball-sized red gemstone. That gemstone is connected via like a rigid like wooden bar connection. Actually, let's say brass because flavor. A brass bar connecting it to the right side of the scale. The left side is empty. The right side that this is attached to has 6 stones kind of stacked, one on top of the other, each of which is bored through with a different symbol of a rune that is described on the wall as matching a particular letter.
F-tosser, F-tosser.
Also, I need to pee, so we're gonna take a brief intermission.
Sure.
That's
And
fair.
let's see if I can do this well. Yeah, let's actually give like a little outro because that's like good streaming practice or something. All right, we will be back in just a couple of minutes while my players think over the puzzle and I use the restroom. Bio break. Let's see.
BRB bio. Type 1 when ready.
There we go. That'll do it. We'll be right back and muting everything.
and also blurry.
Christine has
She
mastered
made
the
us
art
take off our
of
glasses.
self-blur.
Oh,
Oh no, we
Oh,
lost her.
come back.
Ethan, go find your girlfriend.
Come back.
I know where she is. She just has to.
Just
Wi-Fi
No,
just
I
doesn't
just
work.
Bring her out to your
said we
computer.
lost her.
No, she's not lost. The internet is lost.
Yours is fine.
Well, then
Just
why are
bring her
you
out to your
okay?
computer and then turn on
Because
your
I have a wired
Oh,
connection,
that
which is much
actually
better.
makes sense, damn it.
Well, get it connected to her computer.
Yeah, get some
There's
power
only
line
one-
adapters.
I might
Yeah.
have to do that, I guess.
They're kind of pricey though, but they are worth it. They were really, really helpful if you don't have a wired connection close enough to your computer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are back live again. Alrighty. So, y'all are in the final room of the first level, trying to solve the puzzle.
I think we need some clarification on the puzzle.
Okay.
What is on the scale already, and where are the runes at?
On the right side of the scale, so you got the fulcrum, and the platform, and then there's two scale trays. And on the, is this mirrored for you guys? Is that left? Is this
Yeah,
left?
that's
Yeah.
left.
Okay, so on the right hand side are stacked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 various runes, various stones with runes bored through them. The order does not particularly matter, but if you would like one, I will give one to you.
If it doesn't matter, then I don't think we care.
Let's say it's actually, just for ease, it's the same order that is on the wall. So left to right is top to bottom.
Okay.
So the
And just for, let's go ahead
is
and
on
actually,
the very top.
yeah, let's actually bring up the picture so that the whole group can see it.
Quick chat, help us solve this puzzle.
Yeah, so chat can see it now too.
That's your energy.
You got 4 people.
Vote on your phones now.
Actually, so for some reason the Twitch poll thing was never working for me. I couldn't actually get anybody to be able to see it. But we could technically do that for this if we really wanted.
Oh no.
Just
Nah.
anytime we
No,
convene
we're-
with our gods, it's actually Twitch chat.
I've actually thought about doing some stuff like that, letting Twitch chat have some autonomy in the world, but
So
it would be a
Please.
fine line to balance.
yeah.
If you can figure that out.
If
That'd be
we
so
get
fun.
big enough, like if we get to the point that we have like, it wouldn't even have to be that big, just like maybe 30 frequent viewers, then I think that would be worthwhile.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
At
yeah.
that point, absolutely.
But okay, so
okay. So I mean, I guess y'all want to try and just stack these stones up.
I guess so.
Yes.
If the order is F tosser, then
We're gonna stack them up, F tosser.
F those tossers. So
And
the
then if it doesn't
stones
work,
that you retrieved do not have runes on them.
oh.
They are simply around the same size as the runic stones.
I stack them in the same order according to size.
They're
guess
all
so.
about the same size, but as you begin to stack them, you put the first one on, and the right side raises a little bit. So it's kind of starts like very imbalanced, and it raises a little bit, such that now the very top runic stone is in line with the red garnet, the basketball-sized gem. No, that's
What?
like that. Is that visible?
Oh,
That's
hi,
visible
Warthog.
enough.
But I'm just being cautious.
Taking a nap.
Okay.
Don't worry
So that after putting one stone on, the highest stone, so I think I said it was left to right is top to bottom.
Yeah.
So E is now level with the garnet.
Okay. Does anything
Or
happen?
alteration, if you feel. Oh no, wait, that's not alteration. That is.
That's abjuration.
Yeah, I think that's abjuration. Is in
Yeah.
line with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
but not actually abjuration.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Nothing
Quotes.
happens though.
Abjuration.
correct. Nothing seems to happen. Recall that there is a lever at the end of the track.
Yeah.
Right, I'm very nervous about pulling that lever.
Jeff is gonna put on another rock.
Okay. It raises again, such that now F is perfectly aligned with the garnet.
F for fire.
Jeff is gonna pull the lever.
Okay.
Oh God! I run out of the room.
I'm gonna duck behind something.
Okay, as Jeff pulls the lever, a couple of things happen. First, those two concentric rings begin spinning faster and faster.
Like that.
And the stone begins to kind of pulse and glow a little bit. And as it does, it begins to almost like it emits this energy until it kind of comes to a head as the concentric rings are spinning just immensely fast until they all at once stop. And when they do, a beam of light issues forth from the garnet in the center, and it pierces into the stone. And you can see where the rune was etched out. This energy pushes through, going all the way to the other side of the stone and through it to the northern wall, and etches the rune into the wall. The rune for F.
Is it safe to come back in?
Ah,
Did you all die?
ah.
Oh no, Jeff, you murdered the. Oh.
Wartalk.
We're fine.
There's only one of them, and he's not a crow. It's not a murder.
Okay, that gets 100 points of bonus experience. Not even joking. Not even fucking kidding. That was great.
That was good. That was pretty good.
Oh, man. Okay. So, Wartalk, as soon as you come back in, another thing happens. The sled, along with the apparatus that holds the concentric rings and the garnet, begins to shudder and move, and it shifts to the right a few feet.
Hey man, I have a question.
Sure.
The creed, or like the body, mind, soul, like spiel they gave us at the beginning. Can you repeat that for me?
I can indeed. Give me just a moment to find it so I don't get the wording wrong. Where are you? There you are. I will hone my body into a fortress. It protects the mind and the soul. I will sharpen my mind to a razor's edge. Knowledge is a beacon in the dark. I will cultivate the garden of my soul. Life is precious but fleeting.
Okay. Well, there's a big ol' F on the wall now.
There is, and the sled is slightly further to the right.
I
What do you
say
want?
let's try spelling Foster.
Yeah, let's put them all on there before we pull the lever. See what happens.
You said Foster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll repeat the process for O to get O on the wall.
So you put enough blocks on there to get O.
Yeah, and then I'll pull the lever.
Okay, it carves O into the wall.
Nothing bad happens?
Nope, and the sled moves to the right.
Alright, S.
Wait, say again?
S.
S.
As in
As
sister?
in snake.
Snake?
Yeah.
Sierra?
As in, yes, sisters.
Alright, cool.
Hi, sisters.
Yeah, sisters begins with a Y, and hi, sisters begins with an H, and neither of those are valid letters. Okay. So you get S, and it shoots forward and begins to etch the S on the wall. And it completes the etching, but instead of moving forward, the sled stops where it is, and you see as the letters on the wall begin to fade. Looking closer, you can actually see tiny little magical lights floating around that are kind of scanning over the letters and almost seem to be erasing them. The sled pushes back to the left to its very first position. And you notice one other thing. A large kind of graduated cylinder, but like
Okay.
3 feet tall, begins to fill a little bit. It's over on the western wall near the doorway where you came in, and it fills up about a third of the way with this bubbling purple liquid.
I'm gonna take cover somewhere.
Don't like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna like hide behind this pillar.
Travian kind of looks at the group of you and says, actually, he looks particularly at you, Jeff, and goes, no need to worry. You have 3 tries, and you've just made your first misstep.
Caw.
It won't hurt you, but once that fills, the puzzle will end itself, and you will no longer be able to try, and that will be the end of your time here.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Don't like that.
Okay.
So F and O are correct, but S was a mistake.
So it could be forest. Can I investigate around for any other clues?
Yeah, actually, go ahead and make
Oh god.
make an investigation check, sure.
19.
Okay. You don't seem to find anything else around the room, but what you do notice, was when it was carving in, or when it was etching the letters in, just kind of playing it back in your head and looking at the wall, it wasn't spaced properly for 6 letters. 6 letters would not have taken you to the very end of the wall. It would have been, you think, too short. The letters were too close together to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would get you 3/4 of the way there.
6 would get us 3/4 of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a longer word using those 6 letters.
I'm gonna grab my notes. They're in the other room.
Travian pulls out a lyre and begins plucking the Jeopardy theme.
Oh god. Okay,
So
so
if 6 was 3/4 of the way there, then an 8-letter word.
okay, an
Yeah.
8-letter word.
An 8-letter
Oh
word
god,
using
the New York Times foiled me again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh god.
No pressure or anything, but the whole thing will be over.
Yeah. Okay.
Could be.
Okay. So we have with reasonable certainty that the first 2 letters are FO.
Yeah.
We have 6 to go.
yes.
Fuck.
I mean,
That's only 4 letters.
Stop!
forest.
Enough out of you!
Crud.
So it was 8 letters total?
Seems to be.
Yeah, 8 letters using these 6. An 8-letter word using these 6 letters starting with FO.
Could be fortress.
Yeah.
It could
What
be.
was the symbol on the door?
On the door?
Or like above the entryway?
There's a hurdle, right?
Yeah. Or
Oh, this
no,
one was
this
hurdles?
one was
No, yeah.
gears or a puzzle piece. I don't remember which.
Oh.
Right.
Okay,
Oh, they
gotcha.
correspond to what kind of challenge it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
What was... Okay.
Yeah.
Body, soul, and mind.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a mind puzzle.
This is a body puzzle, right?
It's the puzzle on the body floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Duh.
Yeah. Fortress is the best I've got.
Well, we only got 2
Yeah,
more attempts before they kick us out, so we gotta think carefully about this one.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to bet on Fortress. Okay, so...
And the third, we also know the third letter was not S.
Yeah, we know the
True,
third
true.
letter was not S. I don't know of any words that start with thoth.
Faux free?
Shut up.
I don't know that word.
Also, that's 2 letters short.
Yeah.
Wait, without any on, it was... Without any stones on, no stones level with the red thing, right?
Correct.
No, that would make a space. That would make a burnt hole. So that wouldn't
Yeah.
be a space. Yeah. Okay. We're fine. I was like, do we need to be looking at 2 words too? No.
It's a good thought,
one
though.
hole.
It's a very good thought. I might steal that for a later puzzle. Probably not in this campaign, because y'all already got that, but, you
That's
know.
fair. What other clues? What other clues? Are we missing something obvious, Trey? You don't have to tell us what it is. Just is it obvious?
Obvious no, but
Yeah.
I don't think you're missing anything big.
Each of these temples corresponds to one of the heroes, yeah? Because it's like their weapon vault.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this one was the hammers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it in giant?
Are you asking Travian?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, cool.
We're not that mean.
Alright, fair enough.
God.
Oh.
Oh.
Rip.
I guess Wi-Fi is being weird.
Yeah.
It's too
Big
strong.
oof.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah, I think we should try Fortress.
do we want to commit to that one and then
And then
panic if it's wrong? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on the same page, so I guess we go for it.
I can't think of anything else right now.
I can't think of anything else either. Let's try spelling fortress.
Okay, so you spell out fortress, placing and removing blocks as needed to line up the letters, and you go and you watch it as it etches first F, and then an O, and you get past the point where you had initially tried and gotten okay, and you watch as it carves in the R, and it moves to the right, and then
Okay.
T, and it moves to the right, R, seems to move, E, once again, S, and S. And with each one, the sled moves until it's up against the wall, and the word fortress now appears upon the wall, etched in scorch marks within the stone. The garnet begins to pulse and shine, and the concentric rings move faster and faster, and the letters on the wall even begin to pulsate with a red light. And you hear a door open just outside of where you were.
Oh.
I was about ready to lose my fucking mind if you said it messed up on the last S.
No.
I was gonna be like,
Fortress.
Fortress F.
gotta bookend it.
It has to be a palindrome, guys. Fortress is wrong.
Shit!
It's Fortroth.
You went too far, you foof.
No,
Oh.
it does seem to succeed. And as you kind of file back out into the main area where you had landed on this floor, the door leading upwards is open to you now. Continuity check. I think I said something about there being 3 keyholes in the door, but then forgot to give you keys for the first 2 rooms. So, fuck it. Let's say that the last one just gives you all 3 keys, and now you can open
Whoa.
it.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Trey just hands us 3
Just
keys. After
3
we finish them.
keys just fall out of the sky. And
like,
He
"Oh,
forgot
Alright, I
to put the
should've been
keys in the
giving this
room
to you."
beforehand, so he just handed all 3 of us at the end.
I forgot a little prep work. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Here you go.
No, don't worry, Trey. Don't worry.
Travian actually does hand you something, though. He walks up to you and says, "Very well done. As a, well, let me put it this way. There are patrons of yours within the walls who were quite impressed with your performance here." And he brings out 3 filters and kind of sets them out before you. Filters with a pH. They're large glass vials that kind of seem to wrap back in on themselves, such that there's no clear opening to them. They are filled with a liquid, each of them a different color. The one of them is kind of a deep, almost blood red. The second is I wouldn't call it a light blue, but kind of like a bluish purple, like a periwinkle, probably.
Okay.
And then the third is a deep kind of on the greener side of brown.
Like an olive, kind of?
Yeah.
Olive.
Close to olive.
Health
a little
potion,
bit
mana
more brown
potion, and
than...
death potion.
Dibs on the third.
No.
He points to them each in turn, and to the reddish one, he says, "This is a filter of the strong. The second," he points to the periwinkle, "is a filter of the nimble. And the third," pointing to the olive one, he says, "is a filter of the hardy. Each of these will, for a brief time, give you a surge of strength, dexterousness, or hardiness, constitution. You can either break the bottle and drink it yourself, or you can throw the bottle down and have the liquid splash in an area. And if that is the case, the effects will be diminished, but it can feasibly affect multiple creatures." Mechanically, how each of these work, you do have to break the bottle whenever you want to use it, so it can't be like kind of partially consumed or anything like that. Once it's broken, it's not going back together. You can take it, and for the strong, you will receive a +2 to strength for 10 minutes. For the nimble, you will receive a +2 to dexterity for 10 minutes. And for the hardy, you will receive a +2 to constitution for 10 minutes. Should you choose to not drink it but throw it, you can throw it at a square within 30 feet of you. And upon impact, it bursts and sprays up to 4 creatures surrounding that square. So that square counts as 1, and then up, down, left, and right. However, you cannot target, so it's just as many creatures as are in those 5 squares get +1 to that stat as are there. So if it's, you and your friend and an enemy, and you throw it here, then all 3 of them get the +1, including the enemy.
So, just immediately reminded me of that John Mulaney bit where he's talking about being at the house party in the basement.
Not familiar. I don't listen to much John Mulaney.
Oh, it's where he's talking about, like, grabs the 40, smashes it on the ground, and yells, "Scatter!" But, like, with the filter of nimbleness.
That's right.
So they
My
can
friend
scatter.
My friend Jeff, he's an eagle now, alright? He has an egg. Grabs the filter of nimbleness, smashes it on the ground, and yells, "Scatter!"
So, real quick, also related tangent, and then I have a question about those.
Sure.
I taught my nieces and nephews to, when they're posing for a photo, yell scatter and then start running. And it's the best thing I've done on this planet.
That's amazing.
Aw, that's cute.
Hell yes.
A plus. A
All right,
plus
so-
uncling.
I
so
bet
I'm gonna
your
reach in-
sisters love
Oh
that.
no, she just texted me the other day like they won't stop running away. Yeah.
That's
Oh, no.
amazing.
So I'm gonna reach in my backpack and pull out. Does the filter that I have from the giant corpse house, does it match any of these?
Remind me of the color of that one?
That's
Okay, so you were asking me to remind you of the color of that one. Gotcha.
yeah. I wrote down. I got a weird potion from giant corpse house.
Gotcha. Give me just a sec to run back through my planning notes. That was before the thing, right?
Yeah, it was on our way here. We stopped by a house. There
Right,
were
it was
dead
in that
giants.
cabin.
Yeah, and I picked it up, and we
With
all
that
said I
weird
shouldn't
stone.
chug it. Which
No.
Chug,
Yours
chug.
was kind of a yellowish color, like a goldenrod.
okay, then I'll show it to Trayvon.
That is a filter of the wizened. That will make you wiser, more
Wiser.
attuned to your surroundings for a while.
Neat.
Where did you come upon that?
On our way here, there was a house with some there was a giant that used to live there. He looked like he was dead for quite some time.
Additionally,
I think we got something else.
we did. I'm
You
gonna
did.
go through the bag of holding for the stone that we found in his skeletal hand.
I was super 100% ready for him to be like, that was a prank. It's piss.
What?
Yeah, I got a potion. It smells like asparagus.
Oh, God.
No.
Oof. Oof,
No.
big oof.
Oh man.
Oh,
Probably gonna
Lord.
do that now.
Oh
Dude,
no.
prank potions are the best.
Now I've got to be careful about the stuff I drink. Oh man.
Well,
I mean, you don't have to be. Piss is sterile.
That's
You wouldn't get hurt.
Alright, deal.
Wait,
Bring it.
but only once.
Anyway, so stoned?
What do you know about it already?
no.
We've been worried to touch it because we thought we might die, if we're being honest.
It's not likely, but it's not impossible. He kind of holds his hand out. No, this one you'd be relatively safe handling it.
What is it?
It's called a soul stone.
I thought so. I had a very strong suspicion.
Sure, a star.
My God.
What loved one did you sacrifice to get this? Because I totally didn't rip the name off from the Avengers or anything. It's one word though, so it's not a total ripoff.
Yeah.
It's still charged.
Are there memories in this?
Huh?
Of a kind. Not ones you'd be able to view in their unadulterated form. But in the sense that memories are powerful, they hold a vestige of a soul's memory to the world. Yes. I would be glad to explain more to you about how these work, but I'm afraid now is not the time. It is a lengthy topic to discuss, and, well, to be perfectly blunt, it's one that constitutes a large portion of the reason the Ovari Empire was able to rise to the power it did. You should keep that. He hands it back to you, Kayana.
Alright, I will stash it in my bag of holding.
What?
I suppose we
Okay,
should
well.
keep going since we have a task at hand.
Yeah.
Indeed.
What are we gonna do with the potions? Do we just have them?
We just have them.
Yep,
Okay,
you can
cool.
divvy them
Alright,
up
let's
as you
go.
see fit. Now, I
Also,
must warn
has
you.
it been an hour out of character
Since what?
since I cast Polymorph?
You guys took a little while finding and deciding on the puzzle, so I'd say it's probably just about to end, yeah. Maybe I have 3 or
Alright.
4 more minutes left on it.
Okay, cool.
I start flying around the room a little bit.
I wanna be riding.
Would you say for
Oh.
3 or 4 minutes?
Oh, not the whole time. I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay.
Doing tricks and stuff.
Well, the next floor awaits.
Yeah.
If you
I'm
are
gonna fly up the
prepared,
stairs.
we should go. You can, of course, take your rest now, but it seems a little early in the game, if you ask me.
I think
Indeed.
just a little power nap is fine, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Just take a.
Can we take a short rest?
Oh yeah. Right.
Yes, you can take some time.
All right, we'll take a short rest before we go up to the next floor.
Travian kind of sits upon the staircase as you all are taking your little breather, and he says, "Now I must warn you, as we ascend the levels, they become more open, a little bit more complex in their layout, which opens them up to observation. You will not be completely alone as you're going through them. The few Ovari who are left are often interested to view any challengers, any heroes who deem themselves worthy of attempting these feats. So, you should know, some of the Ulvari will be happy to see you. They'll be rooting for you, because they believe that anyone who can manage their way through this is perfectly worthy. They believe that the test stands on its own. Others, however, are not of the same mind. They believe that while the test is useful, no one who they deem unworthy should be able to pass it. And they will, perhaps, attempt to sabotage you.
Is that like legal? Like if we like see it, can we just be like, hey, no, don't do that, please?
In a sense, you can ask them to stop, and they should. But
In practice, that probably won't happen.
Follow up.
time and frustration have made some of them quite irritable.
That's fair. Will this sabotaging include like trying to hurt us?
Oh no.
Okay.
It would
Okay, so I
most
shouldn't
likely
retaliate
manifest
and try it.
in changing the rules of the game.
Okay.
Do you have any power to stop them if you think it's unjust?
If I can see it, yes, but the Ulvari are, well, we are all quite powerful. It is not impossible for us to go unnoticed, even by one of our own kind, and operate in ways that are difficult to perceive. We are a subtle kind, although our size would not belie it.
All right.
Okay.
So, question
Okay.
for the DM:
Sure.
Is this like Hunger Games where we can gain sponsors?
A little bit, actually.
So if
gonna
I
chuck
pretend to
splash
make out with
potions at
somebody,
us?
we can get some like potions or something.
They're not gonna like ship y'all, but maybe.
Ah, damn it! So it's not like
don't-
Hunger Games.
I don't think we can smut our way to victory.
Damn it!
No.
Can't.
Depends on how you describe it.
The one time I choose not to play a bard.
I'll never say anything that creepy again. Don't worry.
I
Today.
don't believe you.
That's probably smart. I will try not to say anything that creepy again. Or if I do, it will be more blatant and not as like,
Yeah.
like dick jokes, you know?
Yeah, penis.
Hey.
Okay.
Penis.
Anatomy.
But okay. So
All right,
yeah, it's
short
not quite
rest
like
and-
the Hunger Games, but like yeah, there's a possibility that like even the 3 filters you all just got were kind of like, hey, yeah, we think these are worth it here, and they gave Travian a filter to give to you all, which is
Okay.
quite a boon. They're
Yeah.
not commonplace.
Okay. Well,
So you get your short rest.
Yep.
Is there anything you
Yay.
all want to do besides just rest during that time? Do you have any goals?
I'm gonna be just flapping around the room, and then my polymorph
You're-
wears off, and I
You
fall
very
down.
yeah. It's like 4 minutes in, and you thump.
Jeff, get down.
Kids.
Yeah, I'm just like clank.
I told you you had an hour. What do you?
He doesn't have
I'm
keen
sorry.
mind. He can't
That-
tell
that-
exactly when an hour is up.
He doesn't have a wrist for a watch.
That was fun. Flying
Also
was
that.
fun. We should do it again sometime.
Oh, you actually. Okay.
Flying was fun. I've never got to do it before.
I
Wait.
didn't expect you to like it.
I like flying. That was fun.
Jeff likes magic now.
I did not expect you to like flying. I thought you'd be way too freaked out.
I mean, I was pretty surprised, but like I got over it pretty quickly because she kept me from baking in the hot ocean over there.
Oh, your eye is
So-
back, by the way.
Nah.
I'm great, and it protected my eyeball, so I'm grateful for that too. Thanks for reminding me of that, Dan.
You're welcome.
You know, I was about to give Jeff a high five, and once he said that, I'm just.
You go in for the high five, then you make eye contact, and you're like,
Wait.
Oof.
Yeah, that is basically it. Like,
And then you just slap the eye instead.
Just a quick little.
It has a weird, like, completely separate reaction. It blinks differently than all the other eyes.
oh,
I hate that
I
even
hate
more.
that.
Why'd you
I
have
like
to say
this.
that?
I like this. It blinks like a second after my other regular eyes
Yeah,
do.
they're like totally out of phase. It's just like, doom.
All 3 of them.
Wait. So we've already mentioned that it stays open while he sleeps.
Yep.
Does it also blink while he sleeps?
Oh yeah.
Does
Yeah.
it
I
move
hate
around while
that.
he sleeps?
Yeah, it does. It's like basically conscious while he's asleep.
Wow.
I hate all of this.
It doesn't like move a ton, but like
Yeah.
it definitely
Like,
like
it tracks
surveys the
movement.
room. Yeah.
So like if we walk next to him, it'll follow us.
Uh huh.
Okay, good.
It's like leaving your webcam on. I hate it.
I have a head mounted webcam, I guess.
We gotta unplug Jeff at night.
No.
That's it.
We're never leaving him without a blindfold at night ever again.
Yeah.
Oh
We gotta
God.
We gotta get a sticker to cover it.
Why you hate the eyeball?
Ew.
Anyways, I'm gonna pray to Torm.
Cool. So you take excuse me, take an hour and you pray into your god. You can like more strongly than you usually feel. You can actually feel a bit of a response here. It's very interesting. Like it doesn't come in the form of words, but like you can feel this entity's presence around
I
you.
can feel him.
Mhm.
He's giving me a just high five.
But
Righteous.
not on your third eye.
Good.
Boop.
Don't hurt the third eye. It's mine.
One of these days, we're gonna have to come at you with the spoon.
Yeah, we really do.
Only a
Like-
spoon.
Sorry.
Only it's all we need.
What?
Get a big enough spoon, you just.
Oh! Oh no!
It's
Oh.
okay. We can eat it. Eyes are good luck.
Oh, let's go.
Lorp.
Let's go.
No.
It's just like a very large boba jelly.
Oh God!
Yes.
I know what that's like now.
Oh, but it's
we
not
need
like
a very large straw.
Christine.
But it does have
Does-
like a little bit of a pop. Like it's not
No.
completely chewy. Like it just kind of like.
No, it has a snap. Yeah.
Oh,
it
it's
absolutely
like
does.
one of those, like the dewdrop cakes that you see in like
Yes,
Japan videos.
yes.
It's like that.
As long as it's
so
not,
wait.
as long
I
as
think-
it's not crunchy, it's fine.
I think we're legit making Christine uncomfortable, so we
Yeah,
should stop.
Related but tangential question:
Sure.
Does Jeff sleep during the short rest or just rest?
I'm just chilling
Is he taking
against
a
the
little nap?
wall.
Okay.
Okay.
Occasionally, I slap my arms absentmindedly, and then I catch myself.
Oh, man, it
what is
sucks being
wrong
down
with
here.
you?
Oh,
Jeff does the chicken dance over in the corner.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it looks about right.
Jeff?
Nah,
What?
he's
Sorry, I'm trying to get used to being a person again.
Ilya, are you praying for anything in particular?
Just the protection of my friends.
Okay, cool.
who are they?
Shut up. It's you. Who else?
Ouch. All right, so at the end of the hour, Trevian kind of gets up and, well, I think it's time to press on, don't you?
Sure.
Follow me. And he begins ascending the staircase, which again kind of curves around. But this time, when he steps out onto the landing, it's not quite the same kind of 3 doors set up. Instead, you have a bit of a larger kind of landing area. And you have a hallway that kind of goes straight forth. Further back into the building than you had seen previously, like further back than the I guess if y'all are still in roll 20, further back than like this room would have gone. So it goes a few hundred feet back, and you can kind of see as you're walking along, you can see chambers, like doorways that seem to lead off, but they do not open from this side, and there doesn't seem to be any way to kind of get through them from the hall that you're currently in. But you reach the other side of the hallway, and you do see that kind of familiar sight of the 3 doors, but instead of at the end of like a small room, here you're kind of in a tower-like chamber, and the doors are kind of spiraling upward along a spiral staircase. So at various intervals, they're kind of up there. So, your next 3 challenges await. It's recommended to go through them in the order of the doors that are on the staircase, but you can of course go in any path you choose. But the first one will be your combat challenge. The second will be the obstacle, the challenge. I should really find a better word for that. And the final is the puzzle. Welcome to the floor of the mind.
I can
Oh,
do
God.
better in this one.
We have to sit this one out, guys.
It's
I'm
okay,
kidding.
Jeff. You did more than your fair share on the floor below. Don't worry.
You must
We got
demonstrate
this.
prowess in all 3 areas to prove yourself
I guess
worthy.
Yeah, she got a point there.
So,
Don't worry. I fell down a lot. I'm not very. I don't have a lot of prowess and strength.
But we pulled through it.
We did it.
indeed, you did quite
Yeah,
well
well.
on the first floor. You've already gotten further than all but, I think, 2 other folks.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Very good indeed. You show promise. Just so you know, I'm on the side that's rooting for you.
That's good. You're on the right side. So.
It's good to hear.
I hope so.
Oh wait, do they bet here?
The
Don't bet on
Ulvari
us.
were never really the gambling sort, no.
Were you hoping to make a quick buck?
Yes.
Yeah, either we win and we get all of it, or we lose and we're dead. So who cares if we lose a couple of platinum? It's the perfect
Lots of
plan.
money.
I believe I already told you we weren't going to kill you.
Yeah, whatever. That's not important.
Okay.
I mean,
It's pretty important, actually.
You
I
do
guess
know that,
we'll-
right? You're not
Yeah,
going to die in here.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Okay,
It's figure of speech or something. I don't know.
All right.
we'll be dead on the inside
There you go.
Wait.
What do you mean will be?
if we lose.
What do you mean will? Are you not dead on the inside yet?
I have hope.
Oh wow, that sounds nice. So y'all want to go into combat?
Yeah, let's
I'm
do
gonna give
it.
Wartalk a hug.
Same.
Ilya, go ahead and make an insight
I don't know
check,
what this
actually.
is.
Oh no, I don't like that. 11.
So it's not like completely clear, but he's also not great at hiding it, so you still get like a sense of it. Travian is kind of, he gets a little down when you talk about being dead inside.
No!
So I have a passive insight of
roll for
17.
that.
Do I key in on this?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay, so after I give Wartalk that hug, which I'm assuming is titty level because I'm pretty tall, I'm gonna rotate to him and just like arms open, like,
He'll take it.
yeah!
You're at his titty level too.
Yay!
Nice.
Ugh.
All
This
right.
is a good day for me!
I'll join in too. I don't know where to join,
Yay!
but I'll...
He's a little like unsure now, but he'll still like reach an arm and like add you to the hug.
I'm teeny.
You can put me in a purse and carry me around!
I'm not that teeny.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a bag of holding, it'll work.
Oh, I'm like wild shape.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I
that works
could.
too.
You can literally wild shape into a purse poodle.
Ha.
Only if she's seen one.
Ah,
I
Dang
don't
it.
think I've seen a
We
poodle.
gotta go to like a fancy city or something. Where's New
I gotta
York?
go to a dog show.
All right.
Alright, let's
Anyways,
do
let's
this.
punch some
Yeah.
stuff now.
Let's all go totally not die now.
All right. Well, the first door is the combat door.
Let's
So
go.
it's quite close, and he leads you up the spiral staircase about 15 or so feet, which is more like 45 feet, like walking, but like it's not all that, like it's not far up. Okay. Anyway, overly long description out of the way. You come across the combat door, which has the crossed swords on top of it, and he says, "Now this will not be as straightforward as the last. Just giving you fair warning. This is still the floor of the mind, and so expect other sorts of challenges."
Crud. I mean, cool.
And he opens the door, kind of pushes it inward, and you see a rather plain-looking room before you with 5 points of interest. You open into kind of what's the southwest corner, so it's a big square room, maybe like that large, and you're entering at this corner.
Okay.
In the very center of the room, you see an immense obelisk, perhaps 35 feet tall. And
Oh, wow.
on all 4 sides of it, you can only really see 3 of them from where you are, but you assume it stretches to the 4th as well, are these very, very densely carved runes. Hundreds and hundreds of them just covering the sides of this kind of pale blue stone exterior. The base of it, it's kind of set upon this pedestal, into which is carved 4 different faces. One of them is smiling, one of them is crying, another one is just enraged, and you cannot see the fourth. So this pillar kind of dominates the center of the room. Its base is about 20 feet, or that's a bit. It's 4 squares. It's 2 squares on a side. 20 feet of its area, not on the side. It kind of, it's very clearly the biggest thing in the center of the room. And then at each of the cardinal points, kind of north, south, east, and west surrounding it, are these smaller, kind of maybe 15-foot platforms that on each one of them, they're kind of smooth-sided with somewhat ornate kind of filigree decorating the corners and the sides. But on top of each of them is what looks to be a large crystal. And at present, each of the 4 crystals is glowing a different color. One of them is blue, one of them is red, one of them is yellow, and one of them is green.
Wait a minute.
Um,
That sounds familiar. Those are my colors.
You see a few kind of what look to be almost randomly placed or errant kind of walls. They're typically no longer than 20 feet on a section, but there's maybe 6 or 7 of them spread throughout the room. Just odd angles, odd placement. They don't seem to have any rhyme or reason to them.
Thank you.
And that much, at least, is reminiscent of the combat room from the first floor. As you are kind of taking the scene in, the pillar begins to kind of pulsate with a purplish light. And as it does, the whole room kind of begins to get blurry, a little bit shadowed, like hard to see. Your range of vision goes from all the way to the other side to closer and closer and closer until the whole room is covered in this strange fog. I'd like everybody to roll initiative. Actually, I wouldn't, because it's 10:30, and I think that's what we'll pick up next time.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we're going to start with initiative next time.
Sure.
I bet $5 I get a
A
5.
2?
Listen, I have a little faith in myself. I'm gonna get a 5.
You got this.
Alright, well, it's streamed, so we'll be able to compare for next week.
Yeah!
Alright, well, thank you everybody for joining tonight, and I hope the session was fun. Hey, we had a few viewers. Thank you all very much for sticking with us. Really appreciate it. I don't know if they're you guys or not.
Oh,
I'm
I
one of 'em.
actually did not tune in this time.
Sweet!
I did.
You guys rock. Alrighty, well, I will see you all next week. Thank you for joining us on BionD&D.